Can I teach you how to imagine? I don't think I can. The ability to imagine is something that we all have. We need to unleash it. So when I come to unleashing of my imaginative capabilities, what I would do is I would go ahead and try to make a lot of attempts. So I followed that approach while painting watercolors. So we will be doing such an attempt today. This is the result of such an attempt. I have tried with some very vague ideas or vague lines and then developed on top of it based on whatever little bit of imagination I had on the way. It is not that I had the complete visibility at the very beginning. We will explain the process and let us go into the video. And by the way, if you are new to this channel, please do subscribe and press the bell notification. We have a lot of things to learn together. Here I am using a cold pressed watercolor paper 300 GSM. So I am actually trying to kind of imagine the things here and I don't have a very clear idea. So what I am doing here is trying to start with some initial thoughts. So the start is that I am starting with maybe a figure, maybe a couple of figure, right? They are the kind of some interesting element of the scene, and maybe I'm getting an idea that one of this figure is holding an umbrella. And I have sort of initially marked some sort of road or something of that sort. So above the horizontal line is the sky probably, and below the horizontal line is the land, and maybe a car and something in the background. I think it could be some sort of a silhouette for some buildings, and I think I will not be doing much thing here. Maybe some electric pole and some cables. That's it. I don't want to make it very complicated because I am trying to introduce this as an approach that you can practice with your ideas. See, if you are following along, you don't have to follow it the way I am doing. This is an approach, enabling you to, practice imagining. So you can try with your idea. You can take input from this, how I proceed. Maybe you can understand in which way I proceed, and then you can follow it. I am making a very simple sky, and see that is sky is just a placeholder here. See, the main focus is on imagining the things and how precisely I am executing those ideas in watercolor is, I treat that as a secondary thing in this particular video. In this particular video, the more discussion will be on how to kind of getting ideas. So we have a very suggestive cloudy kind of sky, and I am suggesting a dark sort of a silhouette for a building. So this is just a shape, okay. So we are trying to imagine, and it is something that we don't have much clear idea about, and let us just define some shape. That's it. And regarding the color scheme, I just picked up some kind of a dark gray color, Payne's gray, and maybe a little bit of orange mixed to that to make it little warm color. And I'm just trying to see, does it look good? That is what I'm looking. Does it look composition wise, the placement wise? Does it look interesting? Does it match with the kind of the drawing that we made? The two figures and the card. Does it make sense? The red color, that is just an impulsive thought. While observing and while thinking of the next color, I just thought, okay, let me go for some color variation. Let me pick up some red color, because for some difference, color difference and some interest, I usually prefer red color. Okay, you can pick your favorite color, no problem. So I am sort of painting around the umbrella here, because the umbrella needs little kind of a contrast. So I'm painting a negative shape for the umbrella and negative shape for the head of the other figure and negative shape for the car. Okay, I think this particular here we can think that the background stuff is already done, the building is done, the sky is done. I don't want to spend too much time on the background now, so we have to now think about the foreground. I already made a mark for the road and maybe the shadow, and maybe it is a time we can define the car. So, car, as you know, you can make cars. You already know that. If you don't know, maybe you can check out some of my other videos where I defined many cars, and maybe I have explained also how to make the car. Okay, sorry for the little bit of shake of the board. And now I am defining some of the, it's a big shape actually, and this is sort of a shadow now. Actually it is a shadow from a building which is outside of the frame, which is not in the frame, and this is a kind of a warm sort of a shadow that I am thinking of. Okay, why it is that color, does that color match? That is something we have to consider. I think that went too warm, so I have added a little bit of blue color. So whenever you are doing from imagination, you get the idea, you try the idea, and while trying you have to frequently think, evaluate, and change your decision if required. I think the shadows are good enough. It is kind of, I feel that it is the composition is looking good. That is again, evaluate. I would always suggest evaluate, and evaluate and modify your decision. See, when you do this kind of approach, I am sure you will not get pretty results, particularly in the beginning stages. You will always find, okay, I mean, some unhappy results are happening. I mean, you may end up doing something which is not looking very pretty. Don't worry about that. You should be proud that you have attempted. You should be proud that you got whatever you got. So that is the thing. Attempt. Make attempts, and even if it fails, if you are not happy, at least you have tried and you should be proud of it. Okay, so the umbrella and the figures, I'm just trying to suggest some colors for the figures, some colors for the umbrella, and yeah, this you know the drill. I mean, how to make figures. There are many tutorials on my channel about making these figures. Please go through them if you are not very familiar with creating figures. Okay, so I'm not going to explain the process of making figures, process of making umbrella, process of making cars. That is something that we are not bothering much in this particular video, because this is on explaining the thought process and the generating the ideas. Okay, so this guy is sort of maybe walking. Okay. Now, does this look good? Evaluate. See, if you are finding value in my tutorial, these kind of tutorials, please do subscribe and press the bell icon so that you get notified for all my future videos. And I am planning videos, a couple of videos a week if possible. Of course, if my health permits, I will surely come out with a good amount of videos. If you have any question or suggestion or anything that can improve the quality of the video, please do let me know, and I will try to include, or at least I will surely consider what is possible, and accordingly I can make some changes. Right. I think this is pretty much good. Let me think what we have to do. the background looks little bit of merging into the sky. There are some drama in the background, and I think that is pretty okay. That actually the kind of the sky peeping into the building and creating softer edges. I really like those kind of things. If you want, we can always add some more precision, but I'm not really worried about those at the moment. I might change it. See, I try to follow my impulse, whatever is while painting, whatever impulsive ideas that comes into my mind, I try to attempt it. Okay, so any time I'm okay to make changes. Okay, so overall the figures look good. The car looks convincing, and the red color is little strong now. I think I wouldn't worry too much about the further details about the buildings and all. It is giving sufficient contrast and sufficient interest. That is what is my main focus. Does it look good? Okay, I think overall it is okay, and let us make some sort of vertical elements like electric pole. I frequently add electric poles and cables in my imaginary works because I take these things as a kind of a composition element where the ground is getting connected to the sky, and there is some kind of a connection between ground and the sky, some kind of synergy, some kind of a what do you call it as all the elements are kind of connected across each other. That is the idea, right? Okay, I think that is quite okay. I'm happy with that. Okay, some sort of maybe traffic lights, right? What else? I think it is quite okay. I don't have much thing to say. If you have any suggestion, as I told, or questions, or anything you want to know about this particular approach or video, please do write them in the comment box below. I will be more than happy to get back with my answers. So this is pretty much done, and we are almost okay to now call it as done. The composition wise it looks good, the idea also looks convincing, and maybe some directional lines to kind of match with the lines above around the sky area, the electric poles. We are also suggesting some lines on the ground, and those directional lines on the ground will also help in getting the sense of depth. Yeah, I think we are done. So how do you feel? I mean, do you think it is interesting? Please let me know if you think this is interesting. What you would have changed if you were doing it? What you would have changed? I mean, what is your opinion? Please do let me know. Write them into the comment box below, and who knows? I mean, maybe we will be making another painting based on the input that I received from you. Okay, some highlighting touches here and there. These are not essential. Okay, when you practice this imagination, you don't have to make it look pretty. As long as you get an idea, you are able to further progress on the idea, and if you are able to a certain extent, if you are able to execute your ideas on the paper, and if you are getting some convincing results, you should be more than happy. You can pat yourself on the back, and you should be proud of yourself if you are able to get some convincing results. I am happy, so maybe I can call that I am proud doing this particular imaginative exercise. Please do it, and see, this way what you get is every time you get some unique pieces. I mean, which an artwork which is not a copy. See, when you actually paint, it is quite possible that some of the works that you have liked earlier, some other artist's work or your own work you liked or you analyzed earlier, some part of those artworks might come into your imagination. Okay, so that is okay, quite natural. So don't have to worry about that. Hope you enjoyed the process. Please do try. Okay, so there is no specific rules for this. You just make attempts, give it a start with whatever little bit of idea you have, and on the way, please continue observing what is formed on the paper and continue taking decisions helped by your imagination. And if you continue with that way, I'm sure going forward you will be more comfortable painting from imagination, and that will help a lot in your future journey in arts. So if you like this video and if you think it is worth, please do subscribe, please drop a like, please share it, and write comments what you liked from this video and what you didn't like, and what are your suggestions. Please write them into the comment box below, and I will try to get back with my answers as early as possible. So thank you very much, and we will see you in the next video.